up in such seamless fashion.
And that win by Andalex, Janus, and X-Squeeze was actually 15 eliminations as well, which was the highest we saw out of day one. So huge game coming out of them. But for game 4, which Blackie, Robabs, right in that endgame, and we talked about this a little bit yesterday in our package, but this endgame was focused all around pressure. Just these guys consistently pressure, and abuse.
Yeah, you got a little bit of an alley-oop all the way from Blackie at the end of that game. But you were talking about 2 wins. Here's Mongraal, Metro, and Tayson's second one, and it felt like it got even easier for them as the day went on.
It did. You know, these guys popped off. They didn't get as many eliminations this time, picking up 9, which, you know, these guys are capable of big games. We saw them in the heats pick up a 19 elimination victory royale, so 9, a little bit less than them, but given the consistency that they had throughout the day, a victory royale with 9 elims is still absolutely amazing.
Yeah, so that was kind of the first day for EU. A lot of action, some sprays, some team damage too. It was amazing, Zeke.
Bro, it really was. I'm telling you, I could not be more excited. I get to hang out with you guys to watch this. We get to hang out with our casters, everyone at Party Royale, everyone at home. It's going to be so much fun, and I can't wait to see the final results. Now, of course, speaking of those results, you guys actually made some predictions. Our casters and our analysts decided which teams they thought would walk away the FNCS champions. Sundown kicked us off. Floki, Clement, and Nikos. Now, right now, these guys are in 5th place, but again, we've got another 7 games on deck. They can turn this around.
Yeah, they can turn this around, and Clement is known to because he's the only player on EU who has actually managed to qualify for every single FNCS. So the only one out of the entire region. So this team has the potential to do extremely well. We know they're consistent. And obviously Floki and Nikos also both very, very consistent players themselves. Moving on to my pick, though. Andalex, Janus, and X-Squeeze. Now, I've predicted these guys a victory in Qualifier 3, and I think they're coming back for the 2-time. They're second right now, and they are performing very, very well so far. So, 7 games left. I believe in my boys.
Okay, I'm going to drop some fun facts about every prediction. Once again, you mentioned Clement. I was going to say maybe change the name to Cement or, Cement in general, because this guy just sticks in every FNCS no matter what. He is so rock solid when it comes to just being able to play these games all the way out towards the end. Reese, you are also one of the best predictors overall in the FNCS, is always picking first place teams. So I feel like you have the strongest pick here. Sancho, Mongraal, Metro, Tayson has the most strength right now in first place overall. So this man and this trio are looking so powerful after day number 1. I picked Flick, Anas, and Thomas HD. These guys are having a little bit rough times in day number 1, but Anas is clutching about 43% of these guys' points throughout all the games. He's looking really good when he's playing. Maybe in day number 2, these guys learn up and then push forward, have a glorious day like we were talking about before, and end up in that top 5.
Many of these trios have the possibility, the capability of turning everything around, right? Like, we've seen Thomas clutch single by himself versus other entire trio games, right, in open rounds and heats. Any of these teams can literally take these leaderboards and put them on their head. That's why they're here. They're the top 1%. They've made it to grand finals, and now it's about which team will take advantage of the day, which team will make that stamp and look to walk away the FNCS champions. Now, Fortnite fam, we're not the only ones that are here. We've got our casters that we'd like to introduce you to. So, Sundown, Sancho West, say hello to everyone at home.
Thank you so much, Zeke, Shio, and Reese, and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Jonesies, Bonesies, he's, she's, theys, thems, and everyone in between. My name's Sundown.
And I am Sancho West, and boy, oh boy, we are going to have some awesome action. And hello, Party Royale Island. It is so hyped to be in-game and Sundown. I am so excited to get into it. Here we go. It is Fortnite time, Grand Finals, Day 2, Game 6. Let's see how it all unfolds, and the action will only get more crazier as we get to the final Game 12.
And here we go again. Don't forget, we'll have 7 matches today. And for those of you who are just tuning in, whether it's your first time, we'll be explaining a bunch of things. But what you need to know right now. That number one spot, they talked about it at the top of show. The best of the best, arguably one of the strongest and most talented trios in the entire world, and they've shown it so far through the first 5 games in Europe, is coming out of Stark Industries. It's E11 Tayson, FaZe Mongraal, and Liquid Mitro, and they have had this place wire to wire the entire time. Anybody who has come here basically gets forced into having to 50-50 one of those henchman chests. Otherwise, they just force you out, and they're doing it again.
The only person that's literally contesting, and he has to, is Iron Man. And Iron Man is getting destroyed by the Thanos of the Fortnite world, and that is the Big Grawl and Mongraal. And what's the most interesting thing is when I tuned into Mongraal's Twitch stream after this incredible day one, he wasn't creative. Free building to stay sharp. That's the champion's mentality. There's no celebrating. They still know they have a job to do. Mission is not complete. And what was a really sweet moment, so to speak, and I know that may be a strange thing to say when you mentioned Mongraal, but a really sweet moment was that he was asking for a prayer from his community. He said, look, I'm performing at my best. My mates are performing at their best. I 100% believe that he will be the Fortnite champion at the end of the day and that he will come out on top. That was a very touching moment to tune in to Mongraal's stream. So this trio right here, everybody has their eyes on. Everybody in the Twitterverse, the Fortnite fam, was wondering how they would perform. And so far, Sundown, nobody's contesting them. So nobody's going to step up to the challenge to slow down this train.
And largely we've seen this is kind of beneficial to them. Again, we've talked about the stats over and over again, how this team is almost reliant on Mongraal staying up on his feet. He is the one who makes the plays. He accounts for so many, not only of their eliminations, but also just his number of them. He outweighs so many other trios. I think he out-eliminated 85% of the other trios, or I think 82 going on there.
An insane
but
amount.
If he goes down early, it's so incredibly difficult for them. Tayson and Mitro being strong players in their own right, but aren't necessarily able to convert when he ends up missing. And one thing we talk about, just how good Mongraal and Mitro are, but if you go back and actually look at their tournament results, outside of Cash Cups, their last quote-unquote signature wins, Mongraal, Share the Love, March 2019. Mitro, baby, we're going all the way back to the fall of 2018. Week 3 fall skirmish to that shockwave play that shocked the entire world when he threw it on the ceiling, sent himself downward. It's kind of the first time we've seen kind of one of those aggressive shockwaves through the builds. But other than that, Tayson is the one who's had kind of the more recent major tournament victory royale experience, and Mongraal and Mitro are kind of missing that trophy on the shelf. And today, will it be their day?
It can be, or can a new trio on the scene, Wolfies, Kinzel, CRR, who were able to get a victory royale on day one, and in the opening frame, game one, they had a strong performance. It was a very chaotic ending in Retail Row. You saw them box fight their way through at the very end, fighting on the low ground, being so aggressive, and they were able to take away that first opening victory royale. But we did see in game 2, they were driving around here on top of the Hydro Dam. One sniper shot their way, kind of sent them going down a very downward spiral. Inconsistency so far and for the day one. Let's see if they learned their lessons going into game 2. But here we are. There's still a lot of top talent here competing. There's still a lot of money up for grabs here. So even though we're going to keep an eye on course on the top of the board, we're always going to see the other big names in the region trying to compete and kind of accrue literally every elim, every placement point. We're talking about thousands and thousands of dollars on the line.
And again, too, you can see right now we've yet to have a trio drop only one player. You can see that in the top left corner of your screen. 98 out of the 99 available players still on their feet. 33 trios remaining, so probably going to get a little bit of aggression here on the north side of upstate New York. Saw plenty of this yesterday, but right now, Chapix, Queasy, and Milan, aka EP Alexa, you can see right away Shockwave coming out, and Pablo Wingu trying to create a little bit of space here, but they're not going to give him even a moment to breathe. Second Shockwave being used from the Enterprise Gaming player, and he's going to find Pablo there. Shakedown as well to try and identify where the other two teammates are, make sure they get the max damage coming through to indicate the Storm Surge, and a good pickup there.
That's not the first time that Pablo tried to kind of poke the bear there in a very strong trio. He did that as well in day one with Mongo's trio, and they paid the price. So it's so interesting as well to keep you up to date in the feed. Mr. Savage's trio is getting a knock against that dual media trio as well. So that fight, that engagement, that in Doom's Domain is still popping off here. So we've been seeing, though, in different regions, Sundown, is that sometimes this Craigie Cliffs trio, as you see in Milan's trio, sometimes could push that fight and be wondering. I think what we're seeing here is this Milan trio is picking on the scavenger routes versus going against a power POI like Doom's Domain, like the NA East Zexro.